Don't you worry about that. And if I'm wrong, me and you'll fight straight after.
Yeah!
Yeah, man! Yeah, me and the great Mike! Whatever the outcome, me and you'll fight.
All day, baby.
Get on there, my brother.
It established the boxing community. The unexpected announcement of a bout between the late great Mike Tyson and social media sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul set the boxing world on fire. The news captivated both fans and detractors with its unique combination of traditional boxing royalty and contemporary celebrity status inside the ring. One of the loudest and most animated replies was from none other than Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champion, who is well known for being a captivating and frequently surprising individual. Never one to hold back when it comes to sharing his thoughts, Fury responded to the bout announcement with a candid, unvarnished response that soon sparked heated debate among boxing fans and journalists. Fury, also known as the Gypsy King, expressed his incredulity and annoyance on social media channels at what he saw as a mockery of the sport he loves. In a series of posts and videos, his response went beyond a simple remark to a passionate denunciation of what he perceives as the diluting of boxing's rich history and the eschewing of real athletic competition in favor of show and entertainment. Fury was upset that Tyson, whom he regards as one of the best boxers of all time, was paired with Paul, whom he considers to be a novice, and that Tyson was taking advantage of his fame for unjustified opportunities in the sport. Athletics. Fury's main argument was that the hard work, dedication, skill of traditional boxers who had climbed the ranks through legitimate leg imitate channels were undermined by what he saw as mismatched and novel fights, which, in his view, undermined the integrity, and skill of boxing. Channels. In addition to attacking the fight's validity, Fury's outburst also discussed the fight's wider repercussions for sports' future. He expressed concern over the message that these kinds of events send to aspiring boxers who hope to become great through traditional methods. Means. Rather than turning into a playground for celebrities and retiring legends looking for their one last payday, Fury maintained that boxing should continue to be a monument to the athlete's skill, heart, and dedication. In addition, Fury publicly challenged Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, stating that he would gladly take on either in the ring in order to establish his authority and uphold the dignity of classical boxing. John Fury has taken to Twitter to vent his anger at Mike Tyson for his shocking comeback to the ring against Jake Paul, even though he was shocked to see Iron Mike come out of retirement. This daring move was characteristic of Fury's no-holds-barred approach to the sport and further fueled the debate surrounding the contentious fight. Not only does John Fury's response seem surprising, but it also exudes a fierce fury. He embarks into a vicious tirade against Mike Tyson, calling him a coward and hurling a barrage of insults. Fury argues that beneath Tyson's impressive resume, there is a shy, hidden person beneath the surface of the world he mocks. Wright didn't take long to express his feelings, bursting onto the scene with a wrath as fierce as his namesake. I'd like to take you with me as we explore this furious spectacle of a storm. Tempest. John Fury has come forward to reveal that, despite Tyson's best efforts to promote his achievements, he does not view him as the great fighter the world believes him to be. Instead, he sees Tyson as a shell of the man he once was, a coward hiding behind the facade of success. Retirement. John Fury's response is striking not only for its intensity of surprise, but also for its raging wrath. He starts an intense, verbally abusive tirade against Mike Tyson, calling him a coward and a barrage of insults. According to Fury, beneath Tyson's impressive resume, there is a time and hidden person that the world ignores. Mocks. Don't suffer in silence if you're having financial difficulties. We can help. And legend is just a scared kid clinging to something important. Significance. Fury's harsh criticism of Tyson undoubtedly touched a nerve. This time, Fury is pursuing Tyson nonstop and shows no signs of giving up. Fury implies that, despite Tyson's many victories, some aspirations went unfulfilled during his boxing career and blames Tyson's constant presence on television for these missed dreams. With a hint of cynicism, Fury continues to insist that Tyson joined Francis's team in an attempt to stay relevant in the boxing world. Achievements. John can see through the glitzy exterior. Veneer, disregarding nothing more than the fears of a scared man fighting to keep his position in the spotlight. Spotlight. John continues his investigation. Examination. Yan saw Tyson's recent moves as a PLO trying to maintain his relevance, saying that he was past his peak and now grabbing for the rim of unmet expectations. Aspirations. The team that Francis led was just another rivalry to try to keep alive, afloat, but you two ended up losing defeat. Admit it, Tyson. You're begging to be relevant. Significance. We're here to help if you're having financial difficulties. If you're having financial difficulties, don't suffer in silence. Support. While Tyson's boxing exploits greatly transcend Fury's portrayal, John Fury appears to be inebriated by a potent blend of wrath, rage, anger, and more anger, ready to unleash his hangover-fueled temper tantrum upon Mike Tyson. Representation. This is time and time again that Fury has been pursuing Tyson, and he shows no signs of stopping. Back off. According to Fury, the reason for Tyson's constant appearance on television is because he had unmet expectations throughout his boxing career. Even if he won a lot of fights, triumphs. A tone of sarcasm suggests that Tyson sided with Francis's squad in order to maintain his relevance in the boxing world, as evidenced by his persistent fury. Irony. Fury urges Tyson to talk about his intentions and even makes a direct offer of help. Fury asks whether Tyson's actions are motivated by money, financial woes.
Mike Tyson! Saudi brother! 2 old boys, boy! Let's get at it, boy! Mike Tyson, Saudi Arabia! Bring it on!
Gian keeps moving forward and verbally abuses Mike once more. He is losing ground faster and faster as he fights to be relevant. He's obviously a bitter loser, and past events have demonstrated that losers typically stay in that awful situation. Research has demonstrated that bitter losers usually stay in that unfavorable situation, place. John Fury has branded Tyson 2 with this label. Rage. This association probably originated from Francis' loss to Tyson's son, which gave John Fury the ability to brag about having such a victory under his resume. Belt. John appears certain about his prediction on the July 20th encounter. It is implied by he that he wouldn't be shocked if the underdog, a social media personality, became victorious over his opponent. Adversary. As time runs short, irrational decisions often follow suit, and Mike's current actions certainly reflect this pattern. It's a spectacle indeed when a 58-year-old engages in combat with a 27-year-old seemingly for the sake of attention. One can only hope that such reckless behavior doesn't result in serious consequences such as a head injury. Meanwhile, John Fury is backing Jake Paul to emerge victorious, not out of genuine support from him, but rather due to his deep-seated animosity towards Mike Tyson. He argues that people often display foolishness once they've passed their prime, and Tyson's recent antics serve as a testament to this folly. The prospect of a 27-year-old facing off against someone more than twice his age is both startling and concerning. However, with Tyson's willingness to accept the challenge, his supporters can only continue to rally behind him. Yet for individuals like John Fury, there's a fervent desire to see Tyson defeated decisively in the ring. In the realm of boxing, this clash between youth and experience is not an isolated incident, as similar matchups have garnered attention in recent weeks. Recently, Bill Haney issued a bold challenge to Floyd Mayweather Jr. following the release of a sparring session tape featuring Gervonta Davis and Haney's son Devin. Bill Haney urged Mayweather to unveil another tape depicting the spar between Devin and Floyd. Floyd. The workout in question is said to have taken place when 39-year-old Mayweather squared off against 17-year-old Devin. According to Haney, assuming his assertions are accurate, Devin defeated Mayweather with such a commanding 6-point victory that it forced Mayweather into retirement. It might not be good for Mayweather's legacy if we consider the ramifications of his performance versus Haney. Heritage. Meanwhile, John Fury added his voice, accusing Mike Tyson of avoiding a legitimate opponent in himself and choosing to go up against Jake, who was an inferior opponent. Jake. Paul Fury's remarks allude to an impending storm of confrontations and challenges in the boxing industry. Boxing. He'd confronted him, Fury said, but he'd excused himself. Given that Mike was retired, he thought that explanation made sense. He said that he was unaware that he lacked the bravery to take on a serious competitor. He was a contestant. He was the competitor. His conjecture was that he singled out people that he thought were weak. He made it clear that John Fury verbally assaulted Mike Tyson in addition to withdrawing. According to his interpretation of Fury's behavior, Tyson was reluctant to meet Fury because he wasn't sure he would win. Still though. But Fury, seeing an easy target in YouTuber Jake Paul, jumped at the chance to take him on. Aim. John Fury threw shadows over Mike, and pushed him to keep bringing shame on himself. It's almost unthinkable that Mike Tyson, the youngest boxer to win a heavyweight title and a 3-time disputed and world heavyweight champion, would leave the sport without leaving a lasting legacy. However, John Fury suggests otherwise, especially in light of Tyson's recent antics in and around the boxing ring. He makes analogies between Tyson and Mike. Tyson. Although Fury compels respect and emulation, Fury claims that Mike will be forgotten, forever forgotten. He says, "You are going to leave the sport with nothing to your name. Cautions. Though John seems unwavering in his desire for a fight with Mike Tyson, he shows no signs of faltering. Rather than merely taunting Tyson, he asserts his authority over the situation and declares that Tyson will face him in the ring regardless of Tyson's consent. Such a stance is unprecedented in the boxing world, where matches are typically forged through mutual agreement. But John Fury's bold threat to Tyson implies that Tyson has no choice in the matter. John challenges the conventional norms of negotiation in the sport, but the reality is that no bout can take place without Tyson's explicit consent to the terms and conditions.
That could be very interesting.
It could be interesting.
I never took it really serious, but yeah, that could be really interesting.
You think that he is skilled enough to make it something that you might actually want to do?
He's skilled enough, yes. I'm gonna give it to him. He's skilled enough because he's winning. Even if he's fighting guys that your guys don't believe are good enough fighters, they should be able to beat him.
Right.
Right, but they can't.
Right.
So he's beating people who really, he shouldn't really be beaten. We gotta give him that credit. He's beating people that he really should not be beating.
Totoin ordered to conjecture about John Fury's hidden feelings for Tyson. One must examine their interaction during the Tyson Fury versus last October, Francis fought. Tyson and John exchanged words just as much as the fighters did. John. Mike Tyson, who had been hired as Francis's trainer, was there at the press conference when he and John Fury got into a fight. A man well-versed in verbal sparring and several face-offs, he didn't hesitate to defend himself against the father of world heavyweight champion and champion John Fury. A man who was fearless in the spotlight, stood erect during the pre-fight press conference when Tyson Fury and Francis' fight was being teased with assurance. He praised Fury Sr. and foresaw his son's triumph over Francis Tyson's protege. Despite recognizing Mike Tyson's exploits, attitudes appeared to be at odds with those of the renowned Tyson. Achievements. Fury Sr. predicted that his son will triumph over Francis Tyson's apprentice. Francis, in a moment of introspection amid the boxing fervor, he even boldly challenged Mike Tyson himself, should his son fail to emerge triumphant. Passion. Although John Fury acknowledged his affection for Mike Tyson, the man his son was named after, he made it apparent that despite Tyson's status as a hero, he had a higher regard for one person, with respect. Almighty God, John Fury's terror of the divine is far greater than his fear of the earthly. Divine. It's common knowledge that Mike Tyson, the renowned boxer, inspired John Fury to name his son Tyson Fury. Tyson. When Mike Tyson chose to train Francis, who would be competing against Tyson Fury, this added a depth of disappointment. After learning about the intriguing situation, Mike Tyson decided to coach his opponent despite the fact that Tyson Fury was named after him. Adversary. In his commentary, Jeff Mayweather speculated that maybe no one had told Tyson about this relationship, raising the possibility that he was unaware of it. Mayweather pointed out that there are other people with the name Tyson, suggesting that Mike Tyson may not have connected with Tyson Fury's moniker. While Mayweather doubted that Mike Tyson knew his son was named after him, others conjectured that considering his legendary stature in the boxing community, Mike Tyson had to have known. Inquiries were also made to Mayweather on the possibility of a rematch between the two boxers and John Fury's chances of winning. John Fury's dissatisfaction with Mike Tyson may have been ignited by Mayweather's comments, which boldly took the conversation back to the pre-fight news conference. In a show of fearlessness, Elder Fury threw down the gauntlet to Tyson, saying, "I stand ready to face any man alive, Mike Tyson, what say you to?" He also confidently declared that Tyson's man would be outclassed and defeated, promising a thorough boxing lesson. Regardless of the outcome, Tyson laughed them off, focusing instead on Francis's triumph, fervently proclaiming him the future heavyweight champion of the world. When asked to respond to John Fury's challenge during the press conference, Tyson gave a brief response, saying, "I've been pursuing me for 4 decades. Francis then interrupted with his novel proposal. "Mike Tyson will take care of you. I'll take care of your son." What is the sound of that? Your handler will be Mike Tyson. At the press conference, John appeared to retreat from the challenge at first, but he later resurrected it by saying Mike Tyson ought to stop the self-deprecation he was putting himself through by teaching Francis. "Don't embarrass yourself, Mike," he continued. "You really can't win against my son. Just be honest and acknowledge that although we are here to give it our all, we are suddenly up against the greatest in the world." Towards the end of the conference, John renewed his challenge to Mike. He continued, "I'm not saying I can surpass this great person. Even though I'm not even promising to win, Mike, I'm ready to enter the ring and give it everything I've got. That's the kind of fighter I was raised to be." It seemed that he was conceding defeat too soon in his last test, but the information from the pre-fight press conference clarified why John Fury is acting so fiercely against Mike Tyson. But there's still more. Although the first spark might have been lit during the press conference involving Francis and Tyson, Mike Tyson's controversial comment in response to John Fury's challenge is what has really stoked the flames. Tyson is furious as he watches John Fury take words out of his mouth over and over. He's not just harboring smoldering resentment. He's ready to channel that irritation into bold deeds. John has called out Tyson's name once more, watching to see how he responds. Tyson doesn't seem to be putting up any significant obstacles to John Fury. Any more requests from Jan appear to be thwarted by Tyson, who appears ready to take him on and settle the dispute, either on his own ground or through Billy Joe Saunders. It's rather amazing that a man with only 13 professional fights to his credit would take on 59 and 58-year-old former undisputed champions. Oscar de la Hoya, the renowned former boxing pro and Olympic gold medalist, nicknamed as the Golden Boy of Boxing, is another person weighing in on the Jake Paul status versus Mike Tyson battle. He draws on his personal wealth of expertise in the sport to highlight his clearest viewpoint. Jake Paul is urged by De La Hoya to show true commitment to the sport of boxing and to handle it with the gravity it merits if he hopes to become a world champion. De La Hoya is shocked that Jake Paul is thinking about taking on Mike Tyson, implying that this goes against what he has said in the past about taking the sport seriously. It's not about popularity. He said, "I applaud Jake Paul's commitment to this cause. I really think he has a good chance of succeeding if he picks his battles carefully and goes the proper route to earn championship titles." Paul receives advice from De La Hoya to follow his goals, but only after participating in significant combat. He shows doubt in Paul's capacity to win, highlighting the fact that it will depend more on his own work than on taking on Mike Tyson. Paul should pursue other paths to success, and not at Tyson's expense. While he respects Tyson, he disagrees with the planned bout and recommends Paul take on a more worthy opponent. He feels that Tyson isn't the ideal fit. Paul does not deserve it. Despite the enormous opportunities, he advises Paul to balance financial gain with respect for the sport, acknowledging the entertainment value of ENT. Even though Paul has a strong attachment for Mike, he encourages Paul to stick with boxing. He fears that Mike may not be ready for the impending fight and sincerely hopes that he stays safe. It seems depressing that Paul will soon arrive. The result of this fight is still up in the air, and given the close attention it will surely receive, it is unknown what it means for boxing. As someone who has always admired Tyson, one can only hope he maintains his dignity in the public eye. 7-year-old going up against a tough opponent. Paul's boxing career is still growing after his win over Ryan Borland. Atch is still unknown, and given the close attention it will surely draw, it is unclear what it means for the boxing sport. As someone who has always admired Tyson, one can only hope he maintains his dignity in the public eye. Jake Paul recently won via knockout in the first round. With 9 wins and 1 loss in his boxing career, victory over Ryan Borland is a continuing trend in his career. He struggled in his debut match against Tommy Fury, the son of John Fury, losing by split decision. Paul faced intense criticism for supposedly hand-selecting opponents of lesser caliber, especially on his well-known internet platform. Paul, though, is trying to quiet his critics with a shocking revelation he made on Thursday. He will fight the famous Mike Tyson on July 20 at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Netflix will broadcast the match live. The irony is evident. Instead of trying to prove his mettle in the ring against respectable opponents, Paul has chosen to search through boxing history to find Tyson, whose gloves have been gathering dust since he lost a TKO to Kevin Bride in June 2005. Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fought an 8-round exhibition match in November 2020 that ended in a split tie. It was clear that neither of the two great boxers was trying to score a lot of points. Instead, their punches had a whimsical purpose, and the reaction to this bout was divided among observers and boxing experts worldwide. The truth is that it will happen again in 4 months. Many have expressed worry about Tyson's advancing age and questioned his decision to return to the ring at such an advanced age. But there are also many who are excited about the prospect and are looking forward to an exciting showdown. For Paul, taking on Tyson isn't just another fight. It's a crucial step towards realizing his ultimate goal of winning a world championship. He recently expressed his resolve on Twitter, saying, "My focus is squarely on the path to becoming a world champion. Now I have the opportunity to test my mettle against the legendary heavyweight champion, the epitome of boxing prowess, the indomitable Tyson." The upcoming bout is already creating a lot of buzz. It is considered one of the most anticipated fights of the century. Given Paul's enormous social media fan base and Tyson's legendary position in the boxing world, their bout is sure to be an extraordinary spectacle. All eyes are fixed on the horizon as looking forward to the spectacle that 2024 will provide as excitement grows.
Biggest fight.
Yeah, the biggest ever.
Ever. It's on pace to be the biggest fight ever.
Yes, and we're involved.
We're involved, right?
We're involved. All those big shots, all the biggest athletes in the world, this is the biggest ever.
November 28th.
Lit. Hey, we lit here. We lit at the Tyson Ranch.
Paul sees the fight versus Tyson as an opportunity to win the respect he so desperately needs from the boxing fraternity, in addition to publicity. Whether he can accomplish this, though, is still up in the air. One thing is certain as the showdown draws closer. Jake Paul's journey is set to captivate viewers everywhere and make a lasting impression on the sport. Till then, goodbye. The world is waiting to watch how this match turns out, which serves as a reminder of the sport's timeless appeal and capacity to captivate and spark discussion among both supporters and critics, regardless of whether the sport is viewed as a real competition or a spectacle. The Paul versus Tyson bout demonstrates boxing's special place in the cultural zeitgeist, where legends from the past and present may compete side by side for honor, respect, and possibly even atonement. So let's get ready for an event that looks to be as much about the participants' personalities as it is about the sport itself as we approach July 20. It remains to be seen if this bout will be viewed as a fleeting novelty or as a turning point in Mike Tyson and Jake Paul's careers. But one thing is for sure, everyone will be watching, and the effects of this fight will be felt long after the last bell rings. That concludes today's video. Please remember to subscribe, like, and ring the bell button if you liked it. This will ensure that you never miss any of our future films. You can also leave your comments below with your ideas. Keep watching, and we'll see you in the subsequent video.